Alright, so in this video we are talking about coterminal angles again. So I mentioned before that a coterminal angle it's when two angles have the same terminal side. Alright, so it's like they end up in the same place. Alright, so 50 and 410 are coterminal because that where they end up is in the same exact spot. So instead of to get from 50 to 410, all we're doing is we're making another lap around the circle. So we're just adding 360 to 50. That's how we get to 410. It also works if you go in the negative direction. All right, so if you find a negative 310, it's going to loop you all the way back to the same spot as if you were just going 50 degrees up. All right. So there's actually an infinite number of coterminal angles. You can just keep adding 360, or you can just keep subtracting 360. All right, so 360 does nothing. It just loops you around to the same spot. All right. So first type of question we'll ask here is to find a coterminal angle to a given angle. So what angle between 0 and 360 is coterminal to 735? Now you don't have to sit here and actually try to graph 735, however many laps around that is. All you're doing is you're just gonna keep taking away 360 degrees until you get between 0 and 360. So I'm gonna take our calculator here, and they're giving us 735, and we're just gonna keep subtracting 360 until we get between 0 and 360. So this is still too high. We'll subtract another 360, and there you go, 15 degrees. So 15 degrees, I guess we'll semicolon here, 15 degrees would be the coterminal angle for 735 degrees. That's between 0 and 360. All right. Same idea with negative 840 here. Instead of subtracting 360 until we get between 0 and 360, we're going to add 360. So negative 840, and we're just going to keep adding 360 until this gives us something between 0 and 360. So plus 360, not there yet, plus 360. There it is. This is between 0 and 360. All right, so it'd be 240 degrees. Okay. Another type of question is it's just whether or not two angles are coterminal. That's the question here. Are these two angles coterminal? So we could, just add 360 until we get, to some angle between 0 and 360, and subtract 360 over here. What I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to subtract the two numbers. All right, the order doesn't matter here. So negative 440 minus 650. And I'm just going to see whether or not this is divisible by 360. So divided by 360. And it is not evenly divisible by 360. So these angles are not coterminal. All right, so here would be a no. Just to show you here. So negative 440. If I keep adding 360, all right, 280 is its coterminal angle. And for 650, I would subtract, and there you go, 290. So they're close, they're almost coterminal, but they are not because their coterminal angle between 0 and 360 are different. Let's do the same thing for 1020 here and negative 780. I'm just going to subtract the two. So that minus negative 780. That gives us 1800, and we're just going to see if that's divisible by 360. And it is. It evenly divides by 360. So they would be coterminal angles. So if you were to subtract 360 until you got down, or if you were to add 360 here until you got between 0 and 360, they would be the same angle. All right, we'll do another video separate here for the same type of question, but with radians.